questions about strength, I got your answer. Yo, Elliot. So today we got a question from Dolan, 1991. Dolan seems to have the problem with plateauing or flattening out with his results. Basically, he's training a little bit and then he's finding that after a few weeks, in his own words, things don't seem to be moving forward any longer. And he describes a couple things like starts getting chubbier and his strength starts to even diminish. Well, before I give you two things that you're going to do to implement to your program to ensure plateaus don't hinder your results, the very first thing I want to say is there's a good chance 9 out of 10 people who tell me that they're plateauing actually have a problem with following the original program. So after a couple weeks, like you say, you start to lose interest, your desire starts to wane. So the original program that you started out with, you start cutting reps back, you start skipping workouts, your nutrition starts to suffer. Take a look at that first. Are you actually following the program that you think you're following, or are you kind of half-assing it? The next thing I would say is you've got to consider these two things with regard to keeping your program dynamic and keeping your results up to par. Number one, progressive overload. You've got to constantly be training your body so that you're uncomfortable every single time. It's during those times of discomfort that your nervous system and hormonal system has to respond to be able to accept the new challenge. If you don't keep challenging yourself in the gym, it's kind of like, you know, you look like maybe you graduated high school or even college. If I was still giving you first grade math, like my daughter, which is like 3 times 7, you'd be like you had the mind of a 6-year-old. So you wouldn't have a university degree strength of knowledge. Same thing in the gym. If you're lifting 135 for 3 sets at 10 on a bench press, you can't do that next month. Otherwise, there's no progressive overload. The other thing I would consider is to take a look at your periodization. There are several different forms of periodization, from linear periodization to conjugate periodization to concurrent periodization. The type that I like to use personally is a form of concurrent periodization, kind of similar to what you find with the West Side barbell type guys. You're picking heavy lifts and you're rotating the lift every few weeks, but keeping the parameters the same. Basically, you're lifting for a heavy max effort exercise, followed by a couple bodybuilding accessory exercises. The way you keep getting stronger when you're lifting every week is by switching the exercise out, just using different variations of the same exercise. So for example, if you're doing bench press, you could add bench press with chains, you could do floor press, you could do bench press lockouts, you could do incline bench press. There are a myriad of different pressing exercises that you can do, but continue to keep your parameters such that you're lifting heavy, you're giving a max effort. And you switch that out like every 4 to 6 weeks. So I hope that's helpful for you. I hope you're the latter version of what I just described and you are kicking your ass in the gym. But if you're not, then try that progressive increase that I just described, as well as exploring different forms of periodization. And above and beyond all else, get stronger. Yo, Elliot.